So we're set to go here.
Okay.
The ring is just about fit. Tony Weeks has called the two fighters in, and we're ready to go. As Terence Crawford, the undefeated fighter from right here in Omaha, and he has this city abuzz, I assure you.
Okay. Okay, gentlemen, you both receive
absolutely loves him as we listen to Tony.
Okay. He goes right here is okay. Anything below that's low. Right here is okay. Anything below that's low. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
Tony Weeks, one of the very best referees in all of boxing from the state of Nevada. Patricia Morse-German from Nevada. Julie Letterman from New York, New Jersey area. And Nelson Vasquez from Puerto Rico. All the three judges in this fight tonight. Terence Crawford, Dierry Jean, the WBO Super Lightweight Championship of the world at stake. Crawford in the black and orange, and in the black and red, Dierry Jean. Jean starts out trying to touch him up with a jab to get things going here. Jean looks like he wants to be explosive, although he waits, and it looks like Crawford, you know, he likes to feel his guy out. He likes to give feints in the first round. He likes to take his time to get started, and all because he's so smart in the ring. A little bit short now with his jab, just testing where he has to be. Testing his positioning where he has to be against Jean. Jean has decent hand speed as well. Trying to reach downstairs.
And when his corner tells him to turn up or to turn it on, he just flips that switch and it's on from there. But Dierry Jean will look to get off to a faster start because
he came out with a decent jab and threw the first jab of his fight, but he hasn't landed anything. And as you pointed out, and it's very true, that Crawford is getting his positioning down. He's maneuvering himself. He's getting into position to see what he can do with this guy because Jean, as you'll notice, folks, is very quick on his feet. So, you know, Terence might have a little problem catching up with him with the jab. Nice counter punch by Jean. One of the few punches that's landed in this round. And already 2 minutes gone in round number one of the fight. And not a lot of engagement here in round number one. A lot of positioning. Crawford tries to work downstairs. Not a lot between them in terms of scoring of this first round of the fight. Now here's Crawford turning around and fighting from the southpaw stance, and he can do that. You've heard me criticize guys that do that, but this guy has the ability to do it, and he trains that way. Jabbing with the right hand, right foot forward. But he's just testing, as Christina said he would, everything that he can do in this first round. Oh! He drops Jean with a right hand at the very closing seconds of round number one, which was a fairly even first round. All of a sudden, Crawford puts a stamp on it, and it's a 10-8 round. That was going to be a difficult round for judges to score. All right-handed. 2 fights ago, he fought almost the entire first half of the fight southpaw. So here we go, round number two. Crawford stays southpaw to start round two. Jean gives him that left shoulder in. Crawford continues to jab with the right hand, meaning he's in the southpaw stance. That makes his left hand his power shot, and he has equal power whether he's orthodox or right hand.
Maybe he wanted to silence all those people that have been calling him such a slow starter. That's a quick first round knockdown for him. Shoot, how do you wait 5 more seconds? We would be sitting here maybe even giving the round to Jean.
But that's Bud Crawford. Guys has extraordinary ability and obviously very good power. 18 knockouts and 26 victories. Stays southpaw for this entire round so far, halfway through the second round. He was successful with dropping Jean in the first round with it. Jean just not able to get any offense going against the southpaw stance of Terence Crawford. And you probably heard me criticize guys that are right-handed fighters that turn around and fight southpaw and their lack of ability to be accurate, that they get hit more, but not this guy. This guy's got that kind of ability.
And he just does it seamlessly. He's as effective either way.
That's it. Looking to catch with his left hand. Jean carrying his left hand down. Right now, I think that Crawford, you know, maybe ought to switch around and fight orthodox so he can bury that left hand over the shoulder and then drop his right hand. but he stays away. He's doing it because he's able to get the jab in with Jean holding his left hand down. Now, Jean has pretty quick hands, but he can't out-quick Crawford, who now comes with something a little bit different as he turns the thumb outside with his front hand and comes with an uppercut. Jean has to be frustrated by what happened at the end of the first round, because there hasn't been a lot to separate him in this round, except that Crawford has landed more punches than Jean has been able to land. And here it is again. Had him off balance again. The bell ends, and that puts an exclamation on it again. Loves the fact that he's from this town. It's the pride in Omaha.
And it's great. He sits in with the people. He's not in a box. He's not ringside. He's right in the middle with the crowd where he loves to be.
And this is round 3. The Colonel Bob Sheridan with Christina Punch. You're watching Top Rank Boxing here, live from the CenturyLink Center in Omaha, Nebraska. Let's see if he's, well, now he's back fighting against the southpaw.
Well, in his last fight, which was his first at 140 against Thomas Delorme, he fought that whole fight orthodox. And now he comes out right away in the southpaw position. And Dierry Jean, maybe to prove a point, he talked about, oh, I sparred with Manny Pacquiao. I bought in plenty of southpaw and orthodox fighters. And Terence is like, I've beaten 2 of his sparring partners already, so he could just be a third. He had no concern about him being in there with Manny Pacquiao in terms of sparring.
But Jean talked about his jab had to be effective, and he's not even jabbing. He's holding his hand out there like this, which lets the left hand of, especially in this southpaw positioning, Crawford just sort of feigning and fading with that hand, and then he goes for hard shots upstairs. Doesn't really land one, but you get the idea he can and will. But Jean, offensively, not able to do much at all with Terence. So, I mean, they talk about Crawford in his offense, but he's such a good defensive fighter as well. He's just has all the tools for a fighter.
When, you know, Dierry Jean has a game plan until he gets hit in the mouth. Then it can go out the window. And you talked about jabbing, working off the jab in boxing, but as you mentioned, not much of that so far tonight.
I mean, Crawford isn't doing anything spectacular now, except that he's spectacular in the way he fights. You know, he's just winning the round.
You talked about Dierry Jean just having one loss. That loss came at the hands of Lamont Peterson in a tough fight. But look, what did he say to us in the meeting? I was only sober for 1 month before that fight.
Well, he said he's totally physically and mentally prepared for this fight, and he well may be. But so far, I would say 80% ineffectiveness against Bud Crawford. He landed a right hand, and he's got to throw more of those. He's got the right idea and forced Crawford to going back into his orthodox stance. Not that that's going to help him much, but at least he can take advantage of throwing the right hand down the middle. But it's Crawford who picks up the pace after he gets tough. And that one right hand down the middle. All right, round number 4. Again, I have a score 30-26 with the knockdown in the first round. At the end of the first round, and we move to round number 4 here at the CenturyLink Center in Omaha, Nebraska. Terence Bud Crawford remains southpaw. He fought the first round in the southpaw stance, and he's been that way almost all the rest of the way. In fact, most all the rest of the way he's been southpaw. So he's decided to throw a curveball at Dierry Jean. Jean trying to land right hand down the middle, but the hand speed of Crawford is significant and is causing him problems. There's the right hand. He's just got to keep throwing him, but he's got to land some sooner or later. Remember, there's not a lot of difference, even though there's a difference in height, there's not a lot of difference in reach. I mean, he's throwing it. He's thrown it, I would say, a half a dozen times, as Jean, but he's not landing it. And that's because of the defense of Crawford. Crawford just so totally relaxed out here with this guy. Every time I watch him, Christina, I think I just see him better and better. 2 solid shots landed by Bud Crawford. Jean able to gobble him up, and that's conditioning. But Crawford is landing more solid shots than is Dierry. And there's a hard right hand again. Remember, that's the jabbing hand when he's in this southpaw stance. So he has power in both hands. Crawford continues with the assault, and he rocketed him. Another shot bounced him up against the ropes with that right hand.
Yeah, it's almost like he paused. It's like almost like his jab is his left hand, and then he comes strong with that front right hand. That's so dangerous.
Yeah, and it's like a piston, Christina. Look at this. Bang! The head snaps back. Chops him again. Here's Crawford turning it up a notch. People were trying to get him to talk about a Pacquiao fight, but he said, no, I'm just concentrating on Jean, and that's what he should be doing for this fight. Another very good round for the champion, Terence Crawford, as the bell ends round number 4. Here it comes. This was a 10-8 round, as Jean was knocked down in the very closing seconds of round number 1. We move to round number 5. This is a world championship fight. It's scheduled for 12 rounds, but Crawford remains as a southpaw. Because no matter how much you spar, you're not fighting a world champion when you're in a sparring session most of the time. Although he did have some rounds with Pacquiao. Crowd getting a little bit antsy for Bud Crawford to turn it up and take this guy out. But this guy's a master boxer. He got plenty of power, but most of his knockouts come as a result of accumulation of punches. Jean finally gets something downstairs. You got to really commit to the right hand. Yeah, that's all right. He got a bit of him that time and a bit of him that time. And that's what Dierry Jean has got to do if he's going to be real competitive in the scoring with Bud Crawford. Terence Crawford sets up in front of him, swinging the hand around. So relaxed for this fight. Things are just going Terence Crawford's way. This guy's an excellent, excellent boxer.
Well, it's like he's telegraphing his punches a little bit as Dierry Jean, just straight in, straight out, straight in, straight out every time with the right.
He's trying to get in position, but Crawford controls the position as soon as you see. Right here in the corner. Tries to get out of the corner, and Terence turns up the pressure on him. Every time that Jean does anything, even slightly, Crawford just outshines him. Look at this series of punches. 3 jabs, the left hand shot on the inside. Hasn't had to take many in his career, and you know, at age 28 now, that's what he wants to do, is not get hit. Late great Angelo Dundee coined the expression, hit and don't get hit. That's what it's all about. Well, there are times that Jean looks like he wants to be real aggressive. It's the inability to do anything with his jab and the fight, and that's what Crawford is doing. He's just breaking this guy down now. As we move to round number 6 at the CenturyLink Center here in Omaha, Nebraska. Colonel, along with Christina, we're thrilled that you can be with us in Top Rank Boxing. But Terence Crawford in his first defense of his WBO Super Lightweight Championship that he won last time out. Hadn't heard that. So you get those insight things that I don't get.
I might have made that one up a little bit, you know.
It's all right.
Make it a scary
We'll let you off the hook.
But that's what it is. I mean, complete shutout so far for Terence Bud Crawford.
So here in round number 6, the crowd in anticipation of Crawford turning it up a notch. He stays in the southpaw stance, and he started out right-handed, and then he switched in the first round. And when he dropped Jean in the first round, he did that from the southpaw stance, and he came out in the second round has been southpaw the rest of the way. Jean just has an inability to land his jab, and as much as he tries to sling that right hand through, most of the time it goes up over the shoulder like that last one did, or falls a little short, because Crawford is very quick on his feet too. He's not giving credit for that, but he's very quick out. He pulls out at an angle. Sometimes he pulls straight back, but when he pulls straight back, he's coming back at you like he is right now. Uppercut on the inside is Crawford, and anytime Crawford does anything, it ignites the crowd. Here he is, loading up shots. Terence Crawford unleashes a barrage on Dierry Jean. Jean tries to come back, landing shots downstairs. He might have given a little adrenaline flow to Dierry. Crawford stays as a southpaw.
He's caught him a couple times, and you can tell it hasn't phased Terence. And in fact, when he does that, Terence just goes back and tees right back off.
Yeah, every time that Dierry Jean is effective at all, Terence will land about 15 punches after that. Like in this round, you know, Jean hit him with a couple of shots, and then Jean's got a big, big welt by his right eye, below his right eye. And the bell ends the 6th round. Watching Top Rank Boxing around the world. Here we go. Crawford to the left of your screen. Name in the front of his trunks, Omaha in the back. Dierry Jean, black with the red trim, red socks. Very good fighter, very quick fighter, but just not effective against the class of Terence Crawford tonight. Crawford just maneuvers him. And Crawford, remember, only has a ½ inch in reach advantage, and it looks like he's got 3 inches in reach advantage because of the manner in which he turns his body in. Fighting southpaw has been very effective for the man from Omaha, and he lets his straight left hand go down the middle, which is the way for a southpaw to fight an orthodox fighter.
Well, and again, it sends Dierry Jean going backwards. So, I mean, it's hard when Terence Crawford is so skilled and comes so fast. And when he got caught with that shot in the first round that he didn't see coming, I think it totally changed his game plan.
Now, the key word that you said there, Christina, is he's so skilled. And that he is. And, you know, Jean has tried to attack him with the straight right hand on several occasions, and it just has been effective. I can't think of one time where he really nailed him hard with it. He has caught him, but glancing blows with the right hand. But with a southpaw, you got to plant that right hand down the middle, and now even Terence squares up, and he squares up, but he throws a hard left hand of his own down the middle, which is what the southpaw has to be able to do. And now with 30 seconds to go, Crawford wants to be sure he's won this round, so let's see if he turns it up a notch here in the closing seconds. 23, 22, 21, 20 seconds to go now in the 7th round of this fight. Crawford takes a light right hand, but it's not enough to give Jean the round. Crawford back on his heels for just a second. And Terence kind of cruised through that round. Not a great round. We'll see. We're in the 8th round, and this is about the time he should decide to do that. He stays southpaw again. He kind of cruised through the 7th round. Let's see if he turns it up a notch here in round 8. And really goes after him. He really doesn't have to. All he has to do is just continue like this. And it's a very nice win going this way for him. He just can't seem to catch up with him with whatever he tries. And that has to do with the defensive abilities, the quickness of Crawford. See, Jean continues to, you know, try to circle around, get himself in position. But Crawford just knows how to cut him off and stop that. Sometimes he's got this big wide stance like he has right now. Other times he closes up and he'll drive off that back foot. There's a hard jab again, which is, Christina pointed out, is a punch, and then he nails him with a straight left hand, which is the power shot when he's in the southpaw style. Rolls his shoulders right to left, back in front of him. He slung that left hand out there that time. Now he has a bit of a flow going to him now, a fluidity of motion as Crawford. He's in like 2nd gear right now, but he's sort of taking what Jean will give him. And Jean has got the left hand down. Oh, he caught Crawford with a solid right hand. Crawford shakes his head no, which is usually indicative, yeah, you did catch me. Now watch Crawford turn it up a notch. You hit me, you're going to pay, says Crawford. Oh, you caught again! For the 2nd time, Crawford got clipped. He felt those 2 punches, and it really gets an adrenaline flow going. And what a battle! Tony Weeks thought it was the bell. He was about to stop the fight. Jean, it might be that round, so I'll give him that round because he clipped him pretty hard. That's generous on my part, though.
I still think it was a Terence Crawford round.
And you may be right, because Crawford actually did more damage to him by scoring the cut to the right eye of Dierry Jean. Crawford trying to put pressure, he stays in the southpaw stance. Jean holds that left hand out of the slinging shot. The right hand in the last round found a home twice off the right hand of Dierry Jean. Crawford pounds him with the right hand right back. Crawford stays southpaw. Maneuvers his foot to the outside to be in position to land the right hand. And there's the left hand straight down the middle. Bounces the right hand off the lower eye of Jean. Jean sets up in front of him. His Crawford coming in now. Turns it up with a nice combination of punches. Right hand and left hand for the southpaw. Exactly. We're in the 9th round. Crawford cruising along here, outscoring Dierry Jean. Crawford continues to jab, an effective jab. Scoring at least, where Jean just hasn't been effective with his jab at all tonight, and it's affected his entire fight. But you may be right what you said. When he get clipped in that first round, changed the whole fight plan and idea for this guy. Oh, he gets dropped. Couple of shots. He's claiming he get hit by the back of the head. But Tony gives him the count of 5 and 6. He's got to get up 7 and 8. And he staggers a little bit at 9. He may well have got hit behind the head, but that's not Tony's call at that stage. You got to get up. And I gave to Crawford was the right way to go. Then I gave to Jean. If he won any round, he won that one. But I'm not 100% behind my conviction on that scoring of that round. But it's academic because with 3 rounds to go, Crawford's beating this guy up right now. And he slings shots. He's a clean punches. Now Tony Weeks moves into position. If he sees a lot more clean punches, he's not going to let Bud Crawford totally beat this guy up. Crawford stays southpaw. His shots to the body, wanted body shots. There's some hard body shots, Christina. And he may have, the first punch was a legal blow. The second punch might have been illegal, but we didn't have a real clean replay of it. But Crawford is landing some real good shots in now. Left hand, right hand, right hand. Here he is fighting as an orthodox fighter now. Is Crawford, and he's going after him as a right-handed fighter. Now he switches half southpaw, half right-handed. He's in the southpaw stance, and he goes head hunting with the right hand. He switches back and forth, goes Crawford. That's the first time we've seen him go from left to right, and now he's back left-handed again. But he was really effective fighting as a right-handed fighter.
Mike Muffa, Dierry Jean's trainer, came up with the towel in his hand up to the top of the ring, and Dierry told him no, no. So keep a close look on if the blue corner of Dierry Jean may be looking to stop the fight.
Well, he really should stop the fight because he's not going to win the fight and he's getting pounded. But if, in fact, an official steps up on the apron, the fight should be over. There should be an inspector over there to stop the fight. Hard shot again, taken on the right side of the head of Dierry Jean. Jean trying to get the flow going through those legs, but he's taking a lot of punishment in this round. Jean is a competitor, and he doesn't want his corner man to stop this fight. To hang in there and just see if he can do anything to land the shot on Terence Crawford. Crawford, when he put that last assault on, was actually fighting as a orthodox fighter, and here he is. Oh, he drops him into the ropes, and that's it. Tony Weeks stops the fight. It's all over.
The undefeated fighting pride of Omaha, Nebraska, Terence
Welcome guys, thanks for joining me again in this update. I hope you're all well. So guys, the fight between Terence Crawford and Dierry Jean took place on October 24th, 2015 at the CenturyLink Center in Omaha, Nebraska. This bout was significant as it featured Terence Crawford defending his WBO junior welterweight title for the first time. Known for his versatility, power and technical prowess, Crawford entered the fight undefeated and was regarded as one of the rising stars in boxing. He had already captured world titles in 2 weight classes and was making his first defense of the WBO junior welterweight title. A skilled and experienced fighter, Jean came into the fight with only 1 loss on his record and was considered a credible challenger. He was known for his speed and boxing ability, but was facing a tough task against the highly touted Crawford. Now guys, from a tactical point of view, this fight was very interesting to watch. In the first round, Crawford opened the contest in his orthodox stance. The fight was pretty even and hadn't really progressed with an outright protagonist leading the way. As soon as Crawford switched to southpaw, there was an instantaneous shift in the momentum of the fight. Crawford established his jab and the distance within the fight. When Crawford knocked Jean down in the first round, it came after Crawford began mounting pressure from the lead hand to create almost a no man's land for Dierry Jean. Jean tried to enter the space with a combination he threw with his head down, and because he couldn't see what Crawford threw, he got clipped by Crawford's southpaw right hook. So this dynamic between Crawford and Jean continued throughout the fight, and Crawford was able to secure the TKO victory in the later rounds of the fight. Like always, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Anyway guys, that's all for now. I really hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Please remember to smash the like button if you have enjoyed watching this particular update. Remember to leave a comment within the comment section if you want to add anything about Terence Bud Crawford. So until my next one, peace out.